If you got a pack of chuck roast and don't know what to do with it, watch this video. I'm already laughing because I know people gonna be so upset. Trigger warning. Yes, I do clean off my chuck roast as well. I typically rinse it off with cold water, vinegar, and some little lime juice, but I just rinsed it off with some lime juice and cold water. Gave it a good rinse, and then I patted it dry with a clean paper towel, okay? And then you want to go ahead and season it. I used a little bit of olive oil, some Tony's no salt seasoning, some garlic and herb rub, some steak seasoning as well. And I tried this like no salt seasoning that was sent to me from this brand called Southern Jaws, like a beef blend. I just sprinkled a little bit on top just to taste it out. And I've used it before and it was pretty good. And I like it because it's just like all the stuff that I would typically use, but it doesn't have like salt in it. So I like it. Anyway, you want to go ahead and make sure you rub it in, just pat it in. You do not want to rub your seasonings off. That's why you use a little bit of olive oil or avocado oil to make it stick. And then you want to season both sides with the same seasonings that you use on the other side. You do not want to overpower your meat with a whole bunch of different seasonings. Just use the same ones you use on both sides and pat it in. Set it to the side and cut you up your peppers and your onions and whatever else you want to add into your chuck roast. Y'all, I love making chuck roast because it's super easy. Like, you let everything else do the work. You don't work that hard with chuck roast. Trigger warning. I did cut up some carrots and some celery and I rinsed them off because you need to rinse off your vegetables as well, okay? Yeah, in a cast iron, I use some Kerrygold's garlic and herb butter just to give it a little bit more flavor, along with some olive oil. Let that get hot, and I put my chuck roast in there to brown it on both sides. This part does not take long. It just helps with your cooking process. It enhances the flavor. For me, I like it a little crisp, so it helps. Y'all, I made it in the oven this time, and while it was cooking on both sides, I added some Worcestershire sauce, some W sauce. Just to maintain the flavor in it as well. And then I cooked it on both sides. I want to say for about 4 minutes or so on each side. This was a thick piece of chuck roast. So you just want to watch it. Obviously, it will not be done. Whether you're cooking it in a crock pot, a slow cooker, in your oven, you want to do it the same method, okay? In that same pot, to get the rest of the flavor, I just added a little bit of beef broth and then I poured it on top. I am putting it in the oven, so I did add my celery, onions, and carrots into it. I preheated my oven to 385 and I let it cook for about, y'all, it didn't take that long in the oven. It took about, I want to say like 4 hours. Yeah. Like 4 hours, and I was taste testing it. This is optional. I did, like, halfway through, I did add the onion mix just to give it a little bit more flavor because, you know, chuck roast could be a little bit bland, so you just want to watch out. But you don't have to add that if you don't want to. And then I had some boiled potatoes. You can use mashed potatoes or rice. I made some teriyaki green beans, and then I put the chuck roast on top, and that was literally it. That was literally it. It was so good, so delicious, so flavorful, so juicy. Y'all, the oven does cook it a little bit faster, obviously, than your slow cookers and your crock pot and things like that. But if you try it out, whatever method you use, let me know. Bye, y'all.